Have you ever wondered why your computer heats up so much? Have you ever wondered why graphite pads don't work very well, even though they're highly thermally conductive? Well, if you ever put this thing under a microscope, you would know that Intel and AMD do not polish their chips. Or if they do it to the bare minimum. That means that there's all sorts of nice nanoscopic and micron-sized defects all around the chip, all on the chip, and it's actually not a very smooth surface. If you take a little microscope and you look down at it, it looks pretty rough. Which means that something like this doesn't make good contact at all. Now, it works for them because they just use the cheapest shit that they can find, and they spooge it all over, and they rub it in, and they hope for the best, and it's cheap, it works. And the problem is, if they actually refine this layer, which is silicon nitride, they would really hurt their bottom line, because the chips would run better, the chips would not heat up so much, and eventually crack internally, and, you know, they'd last substantially longer. Now, there are enthusiasts who think it's a good idea to take sandpaper to their computer chips. I am not one of these people. I think that is incredibly stupid, because the diffusion layer is there for a reason. They think if you like grind it down and you really like you know, get closer to the chip, that it's gonna do better. But the reality is that the diffusion layer is there to protect the chip. You don't need to remove material from it. You just need it to be flat. You need it to be smooth. You need it to be polished. So what do? Do you rub sandpaper on it and, you know, do all this esoteric crap? Or you buy some diamond dust for $5, and then you buy the cheapest thermal grease you can find, and you polish it by hand. Well, let's find out. Little dab of crap on there. Let's see here. It's nice diamond dust. It's between something and something microns. 0 to 0.1. So the largest particle size in here is supposedly 100 nanometers, which I really kind of don't believe, but what am I gonna do? So I'm gonna hand polish it. I'm gonna get my Q-tip and get it all and ruin the whole bag of it. And I got diamond dust everywhere. Should have put on more thermal paste. Now I have to take the cap off if I want to do that. And now it's everywhere. Great. Wonderful. Just what I wanted, right? And I get to do this for eternity, just like squeezing out drops from a hamster syringe. Add some more of this, and hopefully don't spill it. Oh, by the way, this is my wonderful desk. It's very clean. I'm a very hygienic person who just got diamond dust everywhere all over this machine. this thermal paste sucks. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna dump some alcohol on it. That went everywhere. Alright, that's better. Yeah, I have no idea what the ratios here are. And they do sell like pre-made diamond paste that's a lot better than doing this. But the problem is that they make it with all kinds of oil. And, you know, petroleum-based, cheap, crappy oils and all sorts of crap in there. You have no idea what's really in it. But you know what's in thermal paste, because it goes on the computer chip. So it's safe. Now, as I said, there's lots and lots of people hell-bent on the idea that the only way to do this, need more alcohol here. What is this? I want like a little cup or something. Damn it. Yeah, I have an idea. Let's use this as like a thing. There we go. Just the surface of the chip. Well, both of them. Get it all nice in there. Deet, 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 deet. This is part one of a series of things. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do something. Oh, Windows Explorer. Files. God damn it, Windows. Why can't Microsoft just make an operating system that works? There we go. Okay, what am I doing here? My very, very clean desk. Very well organized desk. Extraordinarily clean. Like my mouse pad. Very hygienic too. Yeah, all the overclockers and all these people, they love taking sandpaper to their computers and lapping plates and all sorts of stuff. Meanwhile, they don't really understand you just want a flat surface. You just want to make maximum contact. You don't want to remove material. You just want to get rid of the shitty little microscopic defects. And there's a pretty easy way to do it. You just mix diamond dust with a very fine grit. Very, very fine grit. And you rub it in. Rub-a-dubba-dubba-dubba-dubba. Rub-a-dubba-dubba-dubba. of course, they want to make everything look really fancy and sophisticated and technical and advanced, and they want to be smart. Can you blame them? Everyone wants to be smart. Some of us, though, like me, can say that I know for a fact that I am not smart. That I am a bipedal primate fucking around with machines that I really don't know how they work. Look at all these little things everywhere. How does any of this shit work? We're just like supposed to believe that it's people really understand all these little transistors. This shit does stuff that we will never understand with any amount of magic science. See, all you gotta do is just really put on a nice little glop of silicone grease. Silicone, something. Two very dramatically different things. But diamond is the only thing, well, one of the only things. There are a couple things harder than silicon nitride, which is what the diffusion layer is made out of. So this is really pretty much the only way to polish one of these guys, unless you want to use sandpaper and really fuck it up. So yeah, all you overclockers lap down their computers with sandpaper and lapping plates and all that crap. You're a bunch of idiots. And obviously Intel is not going to hire someone to do this for them. I'm not really sure if a machine, I mean, I'm sure you could get a machine to do this. There's got, it's just rubbing it around. And the thing of it is, a machine can actually get one of those nice kiosk systems hooked up to it so it can see its progress. I cannot. And I no longer have access to a kiosk system. So I can do the nanometer measurements of how flat it is with a profiliometer. And it's getting thick again. So normally, this doesn't even matter for most people, as most people are perfectly fine with buying a new computer every year and a half after the old one mysteriously fries for no reason. What could it be? Could it be that Intel is just really fucking sloppy with everything they do? I wonder. I wonder, oh I wonder. Now it's actually, technically not that cheap. I think the diamond dust for this grain size costs $15. Technical grade alcohol is going to run you $7 to $8. The Q-tip, that's going to cost a couple of cents. Thermal paste, you can get pretty cheap. $5, $10, whatever. This get the cheapest one that's not conductive. I still have a hard time believing that we have all these people and all their intelligence. You got Linus Sex Tips, you got that Botcher guy, diabetes guy, whatever, with the 8 in his name, however you're supposed to pronounce it. You got all these people. You got all these very technical people, millions of subscribers and millions of viewers. And here you have this, like, cracked out little alligator man whose only claim to fame is his multiplayer Ocarina of Time thing that a bunch of children stole because he was too busy working jobs for money so he could pay rent. And then 12-year-old children stole his moot, which he would have never even finished. Because he realized that he could never make money off of it. Oh, technically, I guess I could use my rotary tool to do this. I'm not sure how bad of an idea that would be. It might be horrible. And hand polishing it gives it that extra human touch, right? You can't replace me with the machine. Let's add some more Diamond Coke. Somebody has been stealing my packages lately. And I really hope when I order diamond dust, they steal that. And they think it's some kind of drug and they try to snort it. And then they realize that they just actually snorted diamonds. Oh, now the Q-tip's getting all screwed up. I should have really got like a proper like wool buffer or something here. This is all gunky. That's fine. I'm just getting Q-tip fibers everywhere. So what I am doing now is I am polishing this little chip. Then I'm gonna have to clean this up. Ugh, that's gonna be terrible. Get like a little alcohol wipe, and I'll have to like dust it off. But I want to quantify the benefits here with actual numbers and actual benchmarks in a very non-scientific way. So I took the initial temperature of a stress test, figured that out, looked at it. I was running pretty hot. Now I want to see what happens when I do this. As I damn well know. Oh God, I just got that everywhere, all over my hands. Great. I know that graphite pads, especially pyrolytic graphite, are ridiculously conductive, thermally speaking. They should be a lot more efficient than they are on a, especially when you put them on a chip like this. Now this little guy is a some Chrome box I got off eBay for $40 and put Linux on it. This is a pretty good approximation of the machine I will be working on, which did not cost $30 or $40 on eBay, and costs substantially. Actually, no, I did get it for free, but by you know, the stars being aligned in my favor. So I ordered this computer like, I don't know, geez, like almost like a year ago, like in February or January, and I put down like what, $1,300 for the pre-order. It was supposed to come in March. March became April. April became May. May became June. June became July, and I finally said, you know what, I'll just try to buy it from the store. Just give me my money back. And they did. And then lo and behold, a month later, a box arrives, and they sent it to me anyway. And they asked me, "Are you willing to pay for this?" And I said, you know me. Everybody knows me. I'm a very honest guy. I never, cheat and lie and steal. I don't do that stuff. It's bad karma. But I looked up their PPP loans. They are an international company. They do e-commerce and they sell computers. And they had a $500,000 PPP loan, and it was forgiven. And I calculated their quarterly earnings, because they're in the top, like 1,000 companies in the world. And they made a lot more money in 2020 than they did 2019. So I said, you know what? Nah. This is my PPP loan, and I am forgiving it. I mean, like, I see all these little tiny shops, and they all went out of business, like real mom and pop shops. And that's really sad, because a bunch of companies took a bunch of fucking money that they didn't need, because good old Donnie Trump didn't stop and think, well, maybe we should put a rider in there that if a company makes record profits in 2020, they have to pay back the loan. But they didn't. You just applied for forgiveness, and it was forgiven, and that was it. Didn't matter if you needed it, didn't matter if you rolled in record profits, didn't matter if you used it properly or not. And a lot of people got these loans in spite of the fact that they didn't even have a business. I could have just applied for Zelda Hackers Incorporated and said that I employ a dozen Zelda hackers, and I could have got a $500,000 loan too. I could have done a lot more good with it than any of these businesses did. I mean, like, look at this. This is lethanium hexaboride, right? Lab 6, right? You know what this stuff costs? And now for a word from our sponsor, my dwindling bank account. Seriously, do you know how much this costs? The research that I do is not cheap. And then on top of it, I actually have to hold down a job. Kind of, sort of. Thankfully, my job doesn't make me do a bunch of meetings. And I have enough time and enough physical energy to do this stuff, because no one else is doing it. You got Linus pro sex tips and all these fucking overclockers and these computer nerds, these self-professed tech experts, and all they do is make videos about how to build a computer. They don't actually, like, take something under oh shit, I'm gonna knock everything down. I was gonna say take everything under a microscope and then wave my my microscope around, but that's right now under a bunch of wires, and I'm gonna knock over everything on my desk if I get it. And that is gonna make a big mess. So I will not do that. Look at this. I've been doing this for 25 minutes. I wonder how much polishing I've done. Probably should get a better way of doing this other than a Q-tip for the final machine, because I do not want Q-tip fibers, cotton fibers, whatever the hell this stuff is, getting everywhere, and that is what's happening. I see all the little fibers. But yeah, no, these nuclear research materials do not come cheaply. And then I have to deal with these, the fact that New York City has told police not to go after thieves. So people will just come, go downstairs and just pick up my packages for me. And I don't know what the hell they think that they're gonna get, like, But it would be really funny if they, like, stole some diamond dust or something, try to snort it or smoke it. I don't even know what would happen. Good God. I think, like, you would probably get, like, incurable lung disease if you did that. You snort the most abrasive material known to mankind. Yeah, that would be a true Darwin Award. But I can see the difference under the thermal crap in just the sheer refined polish of it. I really wish I still had access to Keon's laser measurement system. Then I could quantify how flat it is. Because right now I just kind of have to guess. I could be really fucking this up and I'd have no idea. I wonder. Actually, even if you automated this, at Intel, at a chip fab, wherever, it would still be very time intensive, because you would have to, you'd basically have to do this for a considerable amount of time. And the material that you use to do this, which would be thermal paste or some kind of silicone grease, and diamond dust, would be considerably expensive. And not a lot of things are gonna polish down silicon nitride. I still don't understand, man. Like, think about it. Like, why? Why do people take sandpaper to their computers? Like, just why? Why do they do this? why don't they just buy a little bit of diamond dust instead of that? Like, oh my god, good. Just makes me shudder and with horror every time I see something like that. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm a real overclocker. I mean, granted, they don't have to do this for a fucking hour, but yeah, even if Intel tried to automate this, like, let's say they cared enough to do this, it would take so long to do. Like, per batch of chips. I mean, of course, they could do it on the wafer after they deposit the layer of nitride on it, but even so. Like, the material loss. And then it would kill their bottom line, because the chips would run a lot better. They would run a lot cooler. It wouldn't throttle. And they would last very, very long compared to the chips that they're selling today. It would kill their bottom line. We couldn't sell you a new chip every year. We couldn't make disposable computers. Disposable computers have to break every 3 years. That is the warranty on a Intel CPU, pretty much, is I think a 3-year warranty. Oh, by the way, this would totally void your warranty. So, yeah. Even though this is what Intel should be doing. But I understand it would actually be very expensive, and it would destroy their business, because, you know, you need customers, and you'd be selling how many, you know, I can't even imagine how many chips fail just because of heat. People don't understand that these little microscopic defects should focus on this little one. These microscopic defects trap heat, because the viscosity of like thermal paste or liquid metal or any of this stuff is not gonna, you know, it's not gonna seep into the nanoscopic defects. It's just gonna trap air in there. The only thing is there's gonna be gas. It's gonna expand. It's gonna crack, seep through the thermal paste. And it's never gonna get filled. It's just gonna insulate it. And it's going to wear down the transistors. It's going to heat everything up. Maybe even melt some of the wire. Who knows? But maybe I should just start selling computers that are pre-polished. Then I'm going to have to polish the heatsink, wherever that went. I guess this. That's also gonna, that's gonna be really unpolished. Like, I can visibly see all the scratches and the nooks and the just the deformities in it. And, you know, I get it from a business perspective. Like, thermal paste works. It just bridges enough gap. Might not be perfect, but it works. It gets you 50% of the way, and it ensures that you're going to have business next year. This ensures that people's computers will last a friggin' decade or more. Well, not this alone, but maybe. I don't know. We will see how long my new computer lasts. This pretty much goes for any kind of chip where the die is exposed. I know AMD uses indium solder on their dies. And they solder the heat spreader, the IHS, to the die itself. And I'm not sure that indium actually would get the defects that I'm talking about. So I'm talking about when I put this under a microscope, I can see all the little tiniest defects. And if you take thermal paste and you spooge it on there and you scrape it back and forth and really push it down, it's not going to go in these defects. It'll like put a layer over them, it'll bridge them, and then there will be air trapped in it. And the problem with that is you're working with it's like the size of my fingernail. Like, these chips are tiny. And you get like 90 degrees Celsius on here. But that's the temperature sensor, and that's like not really taking into consideration the concentration of heat. And the problem is when heat gets concentrated like that, that's where the failures start, because it doesn't have a lot of places to go. I wonder what this is doing to the underfill. Maybe I should get something other than rubbing alcohol to dilute the paste. Shouldn't really be that big of a problem, but I don't know what the underfill material is. I have no idea if it can resist alcohol or if it's gonna be dissolved in it. It'd be fine for the copper, but I don't know about this. But I certainly don't want to use all my diamond dust, so I gotta do this to a lot of chips. This stuff is not cheap. A little bag. You want to be really mean, just like get a bag of diamond dust. Even one of these little baggies. Just leave it on the subway. Some degenerate will try to snort it or smoke it. this isn't even applying the nanoparticles that I so fondly fabricated. All of these things. What the fuck? Where did it go? Oh, it's in a different jar. Look at these things. This is all nanoparticles, and it's so clear. It's nice and clear. I have to wonder if anything's actually in there. There's stuff in there. Just can't see it because it's under the wavelength of light. You need a UV light to actually see it. I don't feel like going blinder than I already am. Right now, at least. Yeah, this is just hilarious because there's all these little things that are just like wrong with computers that we just like ignore. Meanwhile, the Earth is getting destroyed because everything is just made to be disposable because it's good for business. That is one thing I can agree with the left, that it's good for business. Or rather, that capitalism is destroying the Earth. Slowly but surely. "42 minutes of polishing. How long am I going to do this?" I have all these little protocols worked out, all the nanoparticle creation worked out, the thermal interface materials, and all this weird shit worked out. And it only took me half my sanity. I really could just like probably I wonder how bad of an idea that would be. Am I gonna destroy this thing? Let's see. Let's see. What the fuck? Where did the top go? God damn it. Shit, if I lost that, I am not gonna be happy. God damn it. Where the hell would it even be? Oh, here it is. Up on my shelf. I wonder, am I gonna fuck this up? No, I did it in the wrong order. Yeah. This has to go in first. Get in there. Man, it does fit. Technically. It's probably a really bad idea. Like, an absolutely incredibly bad idea. This is Taking forever. Oh, son of a bitch. That does not work at all. Unless I maybe... Okay, yeah, no, that does not work. God damn it, that was an awful idea, and this just went everywhere. Jesus. Why did I even try? I knew that would happen. Now I can't get it out. Oh, come on. You serious? Absolutely fucking fantastic. God damn it. It's just really wedged in there. Well, this is my life now. Fuck. Give me back my Q-tip full of diamond dust. Evil bastard. Son of a bitch. Maybe I can make it work. I don't know. Probably not. It's just... No. Let's try this. Let's try this. Just tiny taste of diamond. Okay, I think I got this figured out. And then I smooth this out as it goes slow. It's my fault. Oh, shit. Okay. I wonder how much I am gonna fuck this up. Why is it drying up so fast? Is the question. It seems like a really bad idea. Just like caking on there. I think I should have stuck to hand polishing it. I wonder if I destroyed it. Now, it is my fault for thinking that a $10 rotary tool would be safe to use. Maybe if I don't know, used something other than a Q-tip, it could potentially work. Problem is that this shit is drying out at an exceptional rate. This is the SpaceGator show, where SpaceGator polishes and buffers a chip and then fucks it all up at the end. I don't know if the rotary tool would be better or worse than hand polishing. And I don't have enough spare computers to find out. Because I am not funded by the George Soros bake sale or whatever the hell he does to get all of his money. God, that guy has to have quite a lemonade stand. Can you imagine if if these people just gave me $1 billion, where we would be as a society if I could just, like, afford to fuck around and destroy things? I don't know. I might have just destroyed this, or maybe it worked. I don't know. It is hard to tell. The real problem is this fucking thing goes at full speed as soon as you turn it on, and then it lowers its speed. I should have foresaw why that might be a problem with a Q-tip full of thermal paste and diamond dust, which got all over the place. Oh, I wonder what an alligator could do with $1 billion. But instead, we've entrusted Elon Musk and a small child named Greta to save the Earth from our collective stupidity. This is just caking on there. Yeah, I've got to find something better than a Q-tip to do this with. Because this is just going to get... It's going to have fibers everywhere, and the fibers are going to get stuck in there. Maybe a sponge, like a sponge tip. Something that's not going to, like... I mean, everything's going to pretty much get worn down and leave behind fiber. I don't know. There's got to be something, some kind of tip. Just the tip. You know, I won't feel bad about using the rotary on the heatsink, but the chip, makes me nervous. Because it's a fucking silicon chip. These things go pretty fast. Maybe there's a... Well... I wonder if they make like a Teflon... Like a Teflon sponge. It's almost like a... Not fibers of Teflon, but like a... You know, like a Teflon sponge tip. That might work. But yes, let's entrust the future of our climate to a guy that goes on Saturday Night Live and pretends to be a Nintendo character, and a small child whose speeches consist of blah 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 in the literal sense of the usage of the word. What could possibly go wrong? Meanwhile, my dwindling bank account is a sponsor of all of my videos. So please go to mydwinglingbankaccount.alligator and use the discount code "The World is Run by Idiots" 20 for a 10% discount on your COVID vaccine. It's just like, oh God, you know. We got Joe Biden, we got Pelosi, we got AOC, we got all these people in power. And just think, can you imagine? Can you imagine what I could do with that kind of funding that they just throw at them? Like, we just gave a bartender $8 billion to invest. I'm sure she's going to do a great job figuring out what to use that money for. It's going to get wasted on a bunch of fucking contractors who haven't a fucking clue what they're doing. Okay, let's try this again. Jesus. If I could keep the fibers together, it wouldn't be so bad. But the real problem is that it spins the alcohol out. So it dries up. It's drying up way, way too fast. And it's drying the thermal grease faster than it should. It's getting everywhere. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. I don't think it's going to damage the chip, but I'm just not sure it's going to work on a technical level because I can't get the paste on there. And it's gonna, my real fear is it's gonna do an uneven job that will defeat the whole purpose of this. So it is a big question if this could be automated at all. I mean, it's not going to really, this is, as I said, like, these particles are like between a few nanometers and 100 microns. Or no, 100 nanometers. Like between 0 and 100 nanometers, supposedly. I don't know what I'm getting for 15 bucks, if they're gonna really be that accurate. They could be selling me cat shit for all I know. Yeah, but, oh, fuck. Let's all trust the great Jeff Bezos and his team of Amazon Prime delivery guys to save the Earth from plastic. Definitely don't fund my research. It's not like I'm doing anything. No, I'm just this guy who fixes paper jams at the office. Fixes the software when Apple inevitably pushes out an update that destroys it. You know what I really should have done? Is I should have pre-made the paste and just had it suspended as a liquid so I could apply that liquid repeatedly. Which is, I guess, what I will do. Just really mix that up. evenly. And then have a nice liquid that I can just dip and polish, dip and polish. I don't know. Ooh. And my, let's see here. Where the hell did it go? Actually, there is a way I could. Is that it? Come on, where are my fun pills? Got rice crackers here. Ooh, no, these are not fun pills. God damn it. Come on. Somewhere here in all the junk. Oh, cool. My fun pills. My fun pills that are now full of diamond dust. Beep. This is a traditional Japanese psychiatric medicine known as amphetamine, given to me by the gracious government of America. That's the most my government does, is they allow me to be so graciously blessed with pills that it's very difficult to tell if they actually contain the amounts that they're advertised to. I had better not be scratching that. I think if I get a tip, if I could make a Teflon tip. Maybe. I don't know how hard Teflon is, though. I would obviously want a relatively soft tip, so that I do not damage the chip. Which is why I thought using a Q-tip would be smart and cheap. And these pills always taste like getting an awful combination of lemon juice and gasoline. It's just like our generic medicine is all made overseas now, so I can't even like verifiably confirm the active chemicals. Well, I can. It's actually quite easy to do. Just get a test strip for the active ingredients, which I have here somewhere, but I haven't tested this batch yet. I feel like a kid doing a water painting. It's like I can't wait until my suspicious orders get flagged and some poor DEA agent has to watch over an hour, or FBI or whatever the hell, over an hour of this crap. So yes, I am wasting the tax money as efficiently as possible. Because they do not fund me, so I will waste their time with nonsense. Which it's probably already happened. Because the stuff I've been ordering is technically and importing from foreign countries, such as Russia, is, you know, I do not like the fact that shit. I do not want to rub this cap on there. Shit. Shitbag. Let's just use the other one, I guess. So I'm afraid I'm gonna rub the cap of the rotary tool inevitably against the chip itself and fuck everything up. So I will use the other side of the Q-tip. And technically I should be swapping these out anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna make a suspension of thermal grease and some maybe distilled water, I don't even know. But something that's like, you know, some kind of liquid medium that's dielectric and chemically inert, basically, is what I need. I mean, I bet most people don't even know if you have a pair of glasses and they're scratched up to hell. You don't need to get new ones. You just need to rub diamond paste on them. People throw out dull scissors. They throw out dull knives. And it's just like, we live in such a disposable society, full of people who love disposable things. And they don't realize that ultimately what they're doing is they're making themselves disposable to the earth. They all